Good morning, students. I hope you guys are all doing well. Um, our subject for today is going to be light. You guys have seen all the various things that we have looked at, the different features of waves. Waves can refract, that is, bend, reflect, bounce off, and transmit, go through different mediums when it comes to it, and also what waves do when they interfere with each other, and they can make bigger waves or smaller waves. And now we'll look at light in a little more detail. So what I have for you are some videos here that I'd like you to watch that explain color and explain how light again does the reflection, refraction, and transmission. And I'd like you guys to look at how the light bends towards the normal when it comes in towards a denser medium, and then bends away from the normal when it goes to a lighter medium, where the normal is a hypothetical line through the center, like the normal force we'd make on a surface. Again, here comes the word normal. Then we have two PowerPoints here. This again is a on reflection and refraction, and then these are stuff from, I want you to make notes of slide 2 and then 11 through 15. Most of this is a review and stuff you've already seen when we talked about electromagnetic waves, but we're just going to look at it again and see it in a little more detail. This PowerPoint here is basically going to be on reflection and refraction and all the other features. And while it loads here, we can see, talk about the properties of light, what happens when light strikes an object. And again, the key thing to take away is it depends on the kind of material it is, if it's going to do this or that, i.e. reflect, absorb, or transmit. And when light strikes an object, it's going through these. So this is just mostly a review. The difference between transparent, translucent, and opaque. What creates color. So when you see an orange, it's basically made up of all colors but orange. The orange is reflected back, and you see all of those colors. And so things are really the opposite of the color they appear to be, or at least have frequencies that are opposite to it. And it talks about reflection off of different surfaces. And then here, the human eyes evolved to always assume that light is traveling in straight lines. And when it sees lights diverging, it kind of gets an idea of how far away it is. And so here's reflection taking place. Like you to pay attention. Here's the normal we were talking about, and this is the law of reflection as the angle of incidence, and the angle is always measured from the normal, says that angle is equal to the angle of reflection, which is that angle there. So these two angles are always going to be equal on a smooth surface when you have reflection. And if you ever shot pool or played, billiards or something, you'd kind of be aware of that. Regular reflection, diffuse reflection. This is of a rough surface, and this is of a smooth surface. You can also see reflections of rough surfaces, although not clear what we're looking at. And then here we look at reflections in the mirror, and we are looking at a candle and all the different rays of light. Here are the 3 rays of light that come out from it and how they bounce away. And if you were looking at it, you would draw a line straight from these, and this is where you would assume the object's light was coming from, again, because humans have evolved to see things in straight lines. Okay, and here again is the law of reflection. And then in a minute, we'll go and talk about refraction